Hi everyone! Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Maybe going back to my roots really, the sorts of videos I would have done when I very first started my channel. Now this is a page from World of Flowers by Johanna Basford, and it's one that I'm about to completely colour, but in this video we're only going to be looking at one flower, and I thought I would just show you a technique for colouring a flower, making it look a little bit more three-dimensional, if that's something that you might want to learn. I'm just looking at all the designs of flowers on this page and picking one. I think I quite like this one here. So I'm going to come in a lot closer. It will go blurred. I'll have to set my focus in a minute. I'm going to come in as close as my camera lets me, because it's not a massive flower. There we go. And bear with me. Woo, it's a bit blurred, isn't it? There we go. So here is our flower. This one here. I'm just putting my, I wanted to be this one. Just putting my finger there so I can make sure that it's in the middle. And I'm using Polychromos pencils because they're really good at layering. And I will show you how to layer up the different colours to give you a more three-dimensional effect. Now the first thing we're going to start with is the flower centre. Now I do actually have a series, a playlist, I beg your pardon, of burnt sienna, how to colour flower centres, and a sort of video on it showing different flower centres and how I've coloured them. But for this one I'm just going to draw colour in, so I'm not drawing, but I'm doing this action so that I get colour, it's sort of fading in. So if you slightly lift your pencil off the page as you go inwards, you get less colour. It's a bit easier with a pen, to be honest, this effect, but I'm just doing that so I can get it right to the edge and sort of fade as I go. And I'm just going to go round the edge, making sure I've got a nice dark bit of colour all the way around. Now you can do this with any combination of colours. I'm just happening to choose this sort of combo. So my next colour is a brown ochre. I'm going to go over what I've done and just extend slightly. We're going to end up looking a bit gold, I think, in our flower centre. But the idea is that I want to make this flower centre look like it's standing upwards from the flower. There we go. So I've sort of faded it as I've gone towards the middle. Now I'm going to use this colour, which is the light yellow ochre. So I hope everyone's well today. Been looking at a lot of flowers today myself. Had an early morning canal walk with my son, and then it was very quiet. It's a bank holiday Monday today, the 4th of May. And do you see how I've left a bit in the middle? Yeah, I'm going to do that one in the lightest colour, which I'm going to use this. I'm going to sneeze. Naples yellow. I hope I'm not going to sneeze then. It's gone blurred when it's not pressed down. It's the problem with the pages not lying flat. Oh, sorry. Right. Back to it. It gives you a minute to catch up anyway. So I'm going to use this Naples yellow over the whole thing. Yeah, it was quiet. It was bank holiday Monday. It was about 10:30 time, so it seemed quiet. And then later on in the day, after lunch I went out with husband and we went into town. It was actually quite busy. I'm now going to use the walnut brown just to do the very edge, just make it even a bit darker. I'm going to need to sharpen it though. Oh, wrong hole of my sharpener. Hasn't got a blade in it. So just around the edge with this walnut brown, just to finish off that centre. Just a tad. Yeah, it was quite busy in town, but it was, I guess, because it's a bank holiday, it was busier than it is on a Sunday. I don't usually go into town in the afternoon though, so I don't know how busy it is compared to a normal afternoon. Hopefully you can see it looks like it's a little raised off the page. Now we're going to try and do a similar effect with the petals. because they're quite small, I'm just going to try and make them look like they're deeper here than they're on the tip. I'm not sure if I can put it off because of the way they're drawn, but I'm going to give it a go. What colours shall I use? Maybe some pinks. Let's start with a red violet. Nice and dark to start with the bits of the petal that are really close. Now, I think I'm going to do these as leaves. You can do them as petals if you want. So starting again with our darkest colour like that, and then slightly fading it upwards like that. And you can do this on both ends of the petal, and then you get a sort of look like it's deeper here and here, so it's sort of bent. But I don't feel like I've got enough room on this slightly smaller flower. I have got videos showing that effect though. But yeah, I could have chosen a bigger flower, but I just was wanting to colour this page. I really like this page. There are a lot of really nice pages in this book. So there's our centre. Now I want to go slightly lighter. I think I'll go the light red violet because it isn't significantly lighter. So go over what you've done. Oh, sharpen your pencil. Yeah, it's just goes so blurred when I let go of the page. Maybe I need to have something on it to hold it down. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not too much anyway. So starting to spread that colour up and fade it like that. I think I want to go a bit darker actually there. Like that. There we go, just move all around. Yeah, we saw a canal boat on the canal, which was rather nice. There's only one that we see regularly, and it's like a tour boat. You know, you can pay for a seat and have a ride by the company that actually restore the the canals. Gosh, my brain switched off today. So yeah, they use it to raise money to help with the work. Because it's all volunteers mainly, but they sometimes need to pay someone skilled to help out. And also, I'm going to use the light magenta next. You know, they rent premises and need money to repair certain things. You know, it can't all be done for free, even if the labour's free. And just really light towards the tip of the petal. So yeah, it's nice to see them up and down. The only problem is when there's a boat, it scares the wildlife, so you don't get to see very much. But there we go. It's because it's got an engine, and it ripples the water up significantly. So that's a shame, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, and we need to go a bit darker in these petals. I can see the effect almost there. I'm just going to put a bit more of this pink on. Don't want so much on the tip if you can help it. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my red violet and put some more in that middle part. Just layer it up a bit. This is why I like the Polychromos here, because they will layer and layer and layer on this paper particularly. I have found certain papers they're not so good on, but not many. This sort of really smooth paper. Just going on a bit more. There we go. I'm just going to go back to the light red violet and just do a little bit more with that as well. Sometimes I find that a few layers of each colour can be advantageous, and as we're only doing one flower, I've got plenty of time to layer and layer. Probably when I do the rest of the ones on this page, I'll probably do it a lot quicker. Now I'm going to use a bit of white on the very tips just to make them slightly lighter. It's a good way of sort of burnishing but making it pale. Like that. And then these pieces. Now, you could do them as leaves. You could do them as petals in a different colour. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I'm thinking whether there's a colour that will match, and I'm looking at my pinks and I'm wondering really whether the magenta would match in there, whether it's a bit too close to the red violet. I don't think a purple was quite the right colour, or blue, so I think I'm going to do it in a green. So actually I'm going to start with this really dark green, a deep cobalt green. I need to sharpen it. Look at that end. It doesn't look that blunt, but there we go. So we're going to put a really heavy layer here. So colouring over and over like that. And then we want to fade here. Down to the tip. Now I feel this needs to be a lot darker than I can get with this pencil, so that's okay though. I can darken it up in a minute. We'll just get all the colour down. I'm looking at this page wondering whether to actually do every single flower in exactly the same colours. Would that be a bit of overkill? I don't know, can't decide. What are we going to darken that up with? I'm just going to look at my swatch chart, which is really rare for me in Polychromos now. I'm just trying to see. So this is the deep cobalt green that I used there. I was just wondering whether the pine green was a bit darker. It is a little bit. I think I'm going to darken it with a Paynes grey. Here it is. So I'm going to go around the edges of the little gap with quite a lot of colour, and then put a little bit in the middle as well, and then put a little bit here like that. Then I want to burnish the tips. I'm going to do that in the light phthalo green. Little pencil, little light phthalo green. Just want to go back in the middle. So don't take it all the way down, because you still want to see that darker green. There we go. So there is our, I'm just going to actually do a bit of light magenta work here. But we are nearly done. There we go. Now if you want to, you can use some white pen on the centre, but actually I'm quite happy with it as it is. Now when you've got a flower centre like this, it looks very flat. You can colour it in the same way as this and it should still look domed. So that's quite fun. I don't know if you've noticed from earlier, but making the petals darker at the base has helped that look like it's standing up even more than it did before, which is quite interesting, because it looks more like, well, this is very deep around the edge. So there is our first flower of the page. Now we have lots of other flowers. I will be doing them all in the same sort of way. This one is probably going to be one of the hardest middles to do because there isn't anything there really. I should just pretend that those little circles don't exist and that it's all one large bit, and it probably won't look anything like as good as that one just because of the way it's drawn. but the rest are all pretty okay. I mean, the ones that are quite small, like this one here, it's going to be a bit more tricky to get all those colours in, because we used what, 1, 2, 3, 5 colours for the flower centre, so it's going to be a little bit trickier, but I shall try my best. I will share the finished picture with you. What I hope to do is have it ready so that it's be on my socials this evening, but I don't know how long it's going to take me, because it, you know, lots of layering up, and it's a really fun page. I don't want to rush it, so but I will do every flower centre first, then every petal, then every leaf, so that it's a bit quicker for me. You know, I use all the one colour, then all the next colour, and that'll speed it up no end. Now I've decided what colour. This is often the way I start a page, where I find one, work out how to do it really slowly, and then do all of the other ones like it, but in a much quicker way. So I would start here with the burnt sienna and do the burnt sienna on every single flower centre, then move to the brown ochre and do that on every single flower centre, etc. And it's a lot quicker than doing one flower at a time. I mean, obviously you might not want to be quicker, but I like to finish things fast because it's just in my nature, and I enjoy it more that way. It might seem to you that it's just too rushed, and that's fair enough. You don't have to hurry, but for me, I just enjoy it when it's done more quickly. But there we are. It's quite a short video today, this afternoon, but I felt like that might be a useful one to show you before I started the page myself. So that's what I did, and so there you are, just a little one today. So thank you very much for watching. Hope that was useful. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.